Today's Sunrise Time, sponsored by Herman Allen Plumbing, Heating and Cooling. Need a repair? We're there. Want something new? We've got you at Herman Allen.
TV.
Taking flight.
Shake it, don't break it. Hey, thanks for joining us.
Yeah, it is Tuesday, April 7th. We have prepared a special show this morning to celebrate the Flying Squirrels' first game at the new CarMax Park in Richmond tonight at 7:05.
Yeah, Reba and I right here at the park right now, where we're going to walk you through everything that's happening. We've also got Caroline here to show you some of the stadium's special features, plus Brendan shares some insight on the team's economic imprint. And of course, Kristen will have the game day traffic for you. But first up the bat, it's Tom. He's going to pitch us the game day forecast. Tom, good morning.
All right, good morning. Good to see you guys this morning. Man, I tell you what, I am way more impressed. Words could not explain how beautiful it is here, and all the amenities here are just amazing. But they're going to get to that throughout the show. Let's get to the weather here. We've got a cool start here, but it feels nice here on the field just because I've been running around. All right, is my first graphic up and running? That's all I need to know. Are we good there? Yes, terrific. You're looking at the satellite picture, and we can see just some partly cloudy to mostly cloudy skies this morning. A lot of these are high, thin clouds. I've been able to see the moon a little bit this morning. And let's talk about the forecast for this evening. Temperatures are will be in the 50s, about 57 at game time. And we'll look for about 53 mid-game, and then ending the game at 47. Get a little bit breezy on the onset, but skies should be clearing into the evening hours. Just going to be a cool night, but we're not expecting rain or anything like that this afternoon or evening. So pretty good night for baseball, to be honest with you. All right, current temperature. Do we have it here? Let's see here. Just trying to figure some stuff out. Yes? We're good? Anything? Producer? Oh, okay. All right. I think we advanced a little too far here, but temperatures right now are in the mid to upper 40s, and today we expect a high of about 63 degrees under partly sunny skies. I guess I'm going right back to you guys.
Yeah. It's live TV, don't we?
Yes.
It's live TV.
Well, hang out with us. Come on. Thanks, Tom. Yeah, as you may have heard, Richmond's minor league baseball team is gearing up for the first game here at the newly developed CarMax Park. This afternoon's fun will begin with the blast-off bash at 5 o'clock before the brand-new Squirrely Gates open at 5:30. First pitch will be at 7:05 when the Squirrels take on the Altoona Curve of Pennsylvania.
But before the players could step up to the mound, city leaders have been playing ball with the best way to put a new stadium together, and that history is full of curveballs. Now, before the Diamond was Parker Field in 1934. The Diamond replaced that field in the 80s, but it became clear a new stadium was necessary after a giant chunk of overhang at the Diamond crashed into some empty seats. Remember that? The Diamond needed major repairs.
By late 2013, then Mayor Dwight Jones had plans for a new stadium in Shockoe Bottom. That faced a lot of pushback, as did plans for one south of the James River in Manchester. It wasn't until 2016 that the dream of this CarMax Park finally started to come together, with the groundbreaking in late 2024.
Yeah, it brings back a lot of memories, right? And tonight's game marks the official transition to CarMax Park as our city's hub for sports and entertainment. This park will have more seats to fill than the Diamond.
Yeah, and all of those seats, of course, add up to more tickets, and that means more cash flow into Richmond. In return, the city has been working to upgrade the surrounding Diamond District, as they call it. Brendan, you talked with the city's economic development director. What did you learn?
I sat down with Angie Rogers. She says in July of 2024, the city sold about $130 million in bonds to fund the construction of CarMax Park. That's in addition to $30 million in city dollars, about $10 million of state funding for the infrastructure around the stadium.
That is a public investment that's going to net us many times over. So the stadium alone, over 20 years, is expected to net us $430 million in revenue, and that's after we pay off the bonds.
Now, Now, phase 1 underway in the Diamond District to include mixed income housing with 161 middle income and 730 market rate units. That was very important for these planners. Plus a retail and office space, a hotel, and VCU's Athletic Village is going up right now. Jeremy Hoffman, he's the president of the Greater Scots Addition Association. He says the group pushed the city to include a park and green space, and they were very intentional about the design of this neighborhood.
We've learned that if you don't plan properly for the growth that a neighborhood like ours can see for things like pedestrian and bike infrastructure, it quickly comes into conflict with other community needs, things like parking.
Phase 1 is expected to be finished in about 5 years. In our next half hour, you'll hear from Jay Bayer. He's the founder and co-owner of Bingo Beer Company on his hopes for the Diamond District next door that's ahead in 30 minutes. For a look at where the money the stadium has already spent has gone, our Caroline Coleburn takes us to one of the special features there. Good morning to you, Caroline.
Well, good morning, Brendan. We are live this morning in the stands here at CarMax Park. Instead of climbing up 30 concrete steps to get into the Diamond, it just took us 8 short steps to get into CarMax Park here. And another big thing to mention, that this field has 360 views, so no matter where you sit, you're going to have a good view of the field. Now, also for the first time in Richmond baseball history, a fan will be able to catch a home run ball with a glove instead of it hitting their car. Now, as I mentioned, with seating options, there are several options, including the Bon Secours base camp. That's going to be right in the lawn in right field where families can spread out and picnic. They can put blankets down, and there's also a playground. There's also corner section seats on the first and third base sides, and there's also bleacher seating on either side of the batter's eye in center field. No matter where you sit, though, you'll have restrooms and concession stands close by.
We have angles and views that we've never been able to give fans before. Not only are you going to have a chance to maybe catch a home run ball for the first time, but there are a lot of different ways to watch and experience a game here. Whether you're a huge baseball fan or you're just coming out for a social night with your family or your friends, there's so many better ways to enjoy a night out here than we were able to do next door for the last 15 years.
Now, some other cool features here at the park. There's an 804 market where you can use self-checkout, so no more long lines for that opening day hot dog. And check this out. My photographer's going to pan to show you. This video board here right below the CarMax Park sign is actually, we have a lot to get to this morning, including how the management made affordable. But guys, I'll give you a heads up. Most seats here inside CarMax Park are going to cost you $20 or less. Back to you.
So public art featured throughout CarMax Park.
Yeah.
Public art featured throughout CarMax Park.
Yeah, it showcases works by artist Frederick Prescott, known for his steel sculptures that have captured motion and have often explored themes of sports and athletic movement.
Now, we've also seen some art by Richmond artists Ed Trask, Matt Lively, Jason Ford, and Nico Cathcart, bringing the city's creativity to the venue. Among the most significant installations, especially when you walk in, is the Richmond 34 Monument, which commemorates the 34 Virginia Union University students who led the 1960 sit-in protest that became a defining civil rights moment in Richmond and the nation. Fans we spoke to were quite impressed.
I've been coming to Richmond baseball games since the 80s. I know some people have been longer, but I've been here quite a while, and I just think this is a new era. As much as everybody loved the Diamond, loved the Atlanta Braves organization and all the success, I don't think it gets much better than this.
Yeah, there's also a mural in the playground behind us as a tribute to healthcare workers.
And so, you know, a lot of people are going to be out here tonight. We want to turn it over to Kristen because you have our game day traffic. Hey, Kristen.
Yes, I absolutely do. So all the information, what you need to know for tonight, the gates will open at 5:30. I wonder if they're still calling them the squirrely gates. And then the first pitch will be at 7:05. Just like Caroline had said, you don't have to climb up a mound of those stairs. You only have 8 stairs to make your way into the new CarMax Park. So it is opening night. Of course, you need to know the parking information. Parking in the lots for general parking will run you about $10 per car. It's cashless, so make sure that you have your credit card, your debit card, and we are looking at general parking offered off of Arthur Ashe Boulevard. So tonight, expect heavier than usual traffic, not only pedestrian traffic, but vehicular traffic as well. We're talking about Robin Hood Road, which is the top of the screen there. That is one of the entrances into the green lot. That will also provide you with general parking, and you can find more parking at the pink lot, and that's off Hermitage Road as well. So we have 3 separate entrances. There are golf carts that will take you from some of the lots up to the front of CarMax Park. Brendan?
Thank you, Kristen, Rob, Reba, Tom, and Caroline. We'll see you all again in just a few moments. But first, besides opening day, we are also following other news this morning. A suspect in the killing of a Hopewell High School student is staying behind bars. Kennedy Lambert faced a judge on Monday and was denied bond. She faces second-degree murder charges in the death of 18-year-old Jaden McCumber. Investigators found his body last week in a marshy area of Birds Mill Pond in Sparta. That is about 5 miles from where a woman's body was found just days earlier. Investigators believe the 2 deaths are connected. 3 other people are also charged in the death. All 4 suspects will be back in court. Local chef, adults with autism across Virginia. Commonwealth Autism is hosting the Chef's Cook-Off Challenge. The upcoming event will raise money to support workforce training and life skills programs for adults on the autism spectrum. Our Lane Casadante and Janine Samuels will MC the event, and you are invited. Follow the link on your screen right there to get tickets. Guests will be able to enjoy cocktails and creative dishes throughout the evening as chefs compete for top honors. Commonwealth Autism Chef Cook-Off Challenge is at the Archiva Theater here in Richmond, and that is happening Thursday, April 16th, starting at 6 p.m. All right, we're approaching 5:12 on this Tuesday morning. Let's go back outside to CarMax Park with a look at your forecast with Mr. Tom Patton.
All right, good morning, you guys. Temperatures right now are in the low 40s in some areas, mid to upper 40s here in town. We're 47 degrees at the airport, low 40s down in Petersburg. Some chilly numbers. We have some 30s up to the north and northwest, and we are on our way to about 63 today. Lots of clouds, but I think we've become partly sunny at least. But just remaining cool, and we do have a freeze warning for some areas tonight. Yeah, it's going to get cold. We'll talk about that coming up. Let's open up that window this morning. And producer, help me out with our first picture here. I forgot to look at my list. I'm so sorry. It is Keeping My Eyes on You. Thank you. Brian McLean, I appreciate that. All right, I'll know the next one up here. All right, thank you for sending that in. Keeping My Eyes on You, pics at WTVR.com. Rob, Reba, over to you.
Thank you, Tom. Well, Chesterfield firefighters saved the day once again. Still to come, how a sweet pup was reunited with its owner thanks to a group of first responders. That's in your positive start to your day. But
to be an investigative journalist means we need to get down into the nitty-gritty. There were reports that showed there was a high probability of failure. We are here to hold you to account. That's why journalism exists.
Sky Tracker Morning Weather on CBS 6 is brought to you by SNS Electrical. Reliable electrical services for Richmond and beyond.
I am constantly amazed at the unique and remarkable individuals that we live amongst.
People want to help. People care. And I've done story after story after story that is an example of that.
And we're back live here at CarMax Park. Opening day is tonight, and you'll see familiar faces on this year's roster for the Flying Squirrels.
Yeah, and one is infielder Charlie Sikowski. He spent last year at the high A level in Eugene, where he hit 21 home runs, scoring 74 runs. He's already made an impression on the Giants front office with his hustle and work ethic.
His energy is contagious. It's a game where a lot of people try to stand out in a way of not trying for some reason and jogging around, and he's the opposite. He plays like his hair's on fire. He plays like a little guy who's got a chip on his shoulder, except he's not a little guy. He's a big, strong kid. You know, you're going to see him sprinting all the time around the field and playing with a lot of energy and passion for his craft.
Did you say hair on fire?
Hair on fire. I can't wait to see that guy.
Well, and the team has already been off to a strong start. Saturday, they defeated Erie 13-6. Then again on Sunday, they won against Erie 11-9. They'll continue to prove their worth in the games against Altoona all this week. Now, we've been showing you all morning what CarMax Park has to offer the fans every night.
Yeah, and now we want to show you behind the scenes about what makes this place so special for the players when preparing to take the field.
From what I've seen so far, you got everything you need to perform at the highest level possible here, whether it's treatment room, the cages.
Well, players in Richmond will tell you they're being blown away by their new facilities, saying it will really help them prepare for the big leagues. The focus is on both player development and comfort. Some visiting Giants players even joke that the upgrades are actually too nice. Wow, they say some of the guys will never want to leave.
All right, we want to send it over to Tom with a look at your forecast. A little chilly this morning, but hopefully be a little better, Tom, a little warmer when it's time for 7:05, the first pitch tonight.
A little bit. Going to be a little bit on the cool side this evening, don't forget. So wear a hoodie or a jacket, maybe even some mittens if you need them, because it's going to get cool, especially if you've been sitting there for several hours. Sometimes you get a little bit on the chilly side. I think by game's end, we'll be into the 40s. Check this out, though. We've got a freeze warning tonight. This is areas west of I-95 for parts of the Piedmont, Northern Virginia, Buckingham, parts of Powhatan, Goochland County, Hanover, and Caroline, Spotsylvania, and back into the valley. Because some areas tonight could drop to freezing or slightly below freezing with this cold wave coming in. Yesterday, we only made it into the mid-60s. Today, we expect temperatures similar, maybe low to mid-60s. Oh, boy, I jumped right to the wrong graphic too soon. Too soon, Tom. All right, there we go. Let's see here. I'm getting some bugs out this morning, so thanks for bearing with me here. All right, let's take a look at the satellite and radar. As we go through the day today, we'll see just some streaming clouds in and out. As I mentioned, about partly sunny skies. And then we'll go into the afternoon and evening, and we'll start to clear out for us tonight. Now, tomorrow, we'll have some sun around, but it's going to be a little bit on the chilly side tomorrow. Tomorrow's going to be the coldest day in all this. And then we get into Thursday, we'll start to warm up a little bit with, again, partly sunny skies. The key is here is we're going to be dry for these next few days. So these opening day games and this week look pretty good, just a little bit on the cool side. Here are today's high temperatures. We're looking at 63 here in town, about 60 up toward Tappahannock, mid-60s south side, 59 only up to the north. Now tomorrow, as I mentioned, will be the coldest day in the lot. We're looking at highs just in the mid to upper 50s tomorrow. And then we rebound by Thursday with temperatures in the mid-60s. So let's look at 7-day forecast here. Dry, dry, cool. Again, tonight about 34 at the airport, but to the west, some areas could drop to that freezing point tonight. So we have that freeze warning that'll be in effect from late tonight into tomorrow morning. We jump up to 66 Thursday, back to 75 Friday, close to 80 Saturday, 70s for Sunday, and then we get really warm for parts of next week, up to about 84. Rob, Reba, back to you.
All right, thanks, Tom. Today's positive start to your day. Not only can they put out fires, they can also help our furry friends in need.
Absolutely. Chesterfield County firefighters saved the day Friday by rescuing a dog that ran out into a busy road. Wow. Look at this. Chesterfield firefighters posted this cute pic on their Facebook page to show off that pup. The crew worked together to slow down the traffic and keep it from getting hit, while firefighter Mark Austin was able to coax the dog to come to him. Well, thankfully, the owner lived nearby, and the firefighters were able to get the furry baby back home safely.
They do everything.
Guys.
I know,
yeah.
Right?
Hey, don't go anywhere. We're going to be back with more excitement and voices from CarMax Park.
And a look at more features that make CarMax Park different from the Diamond, plus a look at other events that are happening this week.
Atlantic Outreach Group is the proud sponsor of the Positive Start of the Day here on CBS 6. Questions about mental health and recovery? Go to AOG4U.org.
Max 6 is sponsored by the law firm of Allen & Allen. The injury attorneys of Allen & Allen are here to fight for compensation for your injuries. Visit allenandallen.com.
CBS 6 View from Your Window is sponsored by Window World.
It is 5:24. We are looking looking outside along interstate traffic. This is your 511 camera views, and we're going to start with a couple here. 95 near Lombardi Street, so we're south of Arthur Ashe Boulevard, where we may later this evening pick up heavier than usual traffic about mile marker exit 78. And game time tonight at CarMax Park is 7:05. Those gates are going to open at 5:30, so around that time frame you may start to see some heavier than usual traffic there. Interstate 64 at the Chaco Valley Bridge, so in and out of Eastern Henrico. Coming into Eastern Henrico, the headlights moving towards us from downtown Richmond out towards Route 360, Mechanicsville Turnpike. 95 at Maury Street, so leaving downtown Richmond would be here. Headlights making their way from Maury Street to Bells Road. And then in the Petersburg area, Interstate 95 close to Washington and Wythe Street exits. This is north of the Interstate 95-85 interchange, leaving Petersburg, making your way into the Colonial Heights area. Couple problems I'm keeping an eye on here, Brendan. This stalled vehicle, I'm going to talk about this one. This broken down tractor trailer reported along East 100 Road Route 10 at the Interstate 295 interchange. Back to you.
Kristen, thank you. The Artemis 2 astronauts are now on course to head back to Earth after their historic record-breaking lunar flyby. Reed Binion reports.
Your mission paves the way for America's return to the lunar surface very soon.
President Donald Trump speaking with the Artemis 2 crew on Monday. The president congratulating them and the entire team at NASA for an incredible historic mission.
You deserve that. You really are something. Everybody's talking about this. This is big. This is really big stuff.
The president also making clear this is just the beginning.
We'll plant our flag once again, and we'll establish a permanent presence on the moon, and we'll push on to Mars.
Day 6 of the Artemis 2 mission was record-breaking. The 4 astronauts traveled farther from Earth than anyone ever has. Their maximum distance of roughly 252,000 miles broke the 1970 record set by Apollo 13. The spacecraft also had one of the longest communications blackouts in human spaceflight history as it passed behind the moon.
Houston copies. We'll see you on the other side.
During that expected 40-minute comms blackout, the crew saw Earthrise, experienced a total solar eclipse, and got an unprecedented view of the moon's mysterious far side, observing features that have never been seen directly by human eyes.
The gravitational pull of the Earth has had a profound effect on the near side of the moon. It's very different on the far side. While you see some small patches of those Mare in deep craters, it's very much absent on that side.
I'm Reed Binion reporting.
Having completed their historic lunar flyby, the 4 astronauts are now on their journey back from that silver orb in the sky to the blue planet they call home. Still to come on this Tuesday morning, the Diamond District is getting a multi-million-dollar makeover. How the massive project will bring new homes and businesses here to the city of Richmond.
VCU Massey Comprehensive Cancer Center is a proud partner of Buddy Check 6. We are the only comprehensive cancer center in Central Virginia designated by the National Cancer Institute. This means we offer the latest in treatments, clinical trials, and a multi-specialty approach to breast cancer care.
It was intentional. It was child abuse.
A lot of people think when they see this story, how did you let that happen again? Why did you bring this person back to work?
I don't know how this happens twice.
Today's Sunrise Time, sponsored by Herman Allen Plumbing, Heating and Cooling. Need a repair? We're there. Want something new? We've got you at Herman Allen.
This is CBS 6 Early Morning.
Honestly, I think it might get weirder and sillier because you're going to see it all on a bigger stage.
The memories are going to be made here.
Welcome back, everybody. Reba and I are here at CarMax Park in Richmond ahead of the Flying Squirrels' first ever game here. How exciting.
I know, it's so amazing to be here. Caroline is also in the park giving us a tour this morning and sharing the voices of those who put the magic into this stadium. And Brendan has been giving us the financial details behind what's at stake here at the city. But right now, we're going to swing it over to Tom. We're going to look at your forecast this morning. Hey, Tom.
Good morning, you guys. Good to see you. Yeah, swinging it over to you, man. We've got a cool morning. We've got a decent day. Just temperature's going to get a little bit on the chilly side. Let's see what's going on here this morning. Looking at the satellite, we can see some clouds in the area. A lot of these are thin clouds this morning, but skies have become mostly cloudy overnight and into these morning hours. And we'll have a good deal of clouds around, and we'll see partly sunny skies kind of eventually take hold today. Temperatures this morning are in the 40s. It's 47 right now at the airport in Richmond. Other areas are kind of in the low, mid, upper 40s. Some areas even up to the north are in the 30s this morning. Now, the crazy part is tonight it's going to really drop. Skies will clear this evening, and there's a freeze warning in effect for areas west of I-95. That's mainly the Piedmont area. Doesn't mean everybody's going to freeze tonight, but temperatures potentially could get down to 31, 32 degrees in some of these areas. So today for us, partly sunny, becoming a bit breezy. We'll look for a high of around 63 degrees. Rob, Reba, over to you.
All right, thanks, Tom. And while the weather is sure to bring families outside for shopping ahead of the game, local businesses say they're also expecting to see an indirect home run. Yeah. Brendan, you spoke to some business owners. What are they telling you?
Yeah, they are very excited, Rob and Reba. In our last half hour, I shared that the city is investing about $170 million into phase 1 of the Diamond District. A majority of that money is through the sale of bonds, plus some city and state funding. Part of the plans include mixed income housing with 161 middle income and 730 market rate units, which Angie Rogers tells me was very important to the planners.
These days, no one's building just a stadium. We want an opportunity for people of across the income spectrum to live all over the city.
Well, phase 1 of the Diamond District, set to be completed in about 5 years, includes retail and office space, a hotel, a public park, VCU's athletic village going up right now, and new infrastructure like roads. I also spoke to Jay Bayer, founder and co-owner of Bingo Beer Company. He says he's excited about the potential economic benefits and the new neighbors, including the positive impact of the new Arthur Ashe Boulevard Bridge connecting Scotts Addition and the Diamond District.
I think it's hard not to recognize that there's so much opportunity in the Diamond District for a lot more tax-based revenue for the city to improve schools, improve roads.
Rogers says over the next 20 years, the stadium alone is expected to net the city $430 million in revenue after paying off the bonds. We'll send it back to you, Rob and Reba.
All right, thanks, Brendan. Now, we also
tell us they have been preparing for weeks, even months for this day.
Busy for the rest of the summer.
Months for this day.
Busy for the rest of the summer. So I'm very excited. Beef and buns, because those are the two things we can't run out of.
Across the street, Toast, one of my favorites, is also getting ready by adding more staff and rolling out a special game day menu. They hope to turn opening day fans into regular customers. Now, of course, it's also bringing economic stability to those directly working with the new stadium.
Yeah, the Flying Squirrels have filled hundreds of part-time and seasonal positions, but unlike the Diamond, CarMax Park will be open throughout the year for concerts, corporate events, other events, retreats, meaning longer-term positions are available. And while the CarMax Park doesn't have any more job fairs scheduled, you can sign up for that job alert over the Team Work Online.
Well, organizers also tell us that this stadium will have a new emphasis on affordability. Let's bring in Caroline now again, and she is joined by Anthony. Is Anthony with you, Caroline? All right, let's turn over to Caroline.
Just me this morning, Reba, but stay with us. We'll have Anthony in about an hour. But I am live this morning in the visitors team dugout. I'm here to tell you it is super nice, top of the line. And as you mentioned, affordability has been something a lot of fans are worried about. Will they be able to afford tickets? Well, I'm here to tell you this morning that no matter where you sit inside of this stadium, most of the seats are starting at only $20. In fact, standing room only tickets are about $10. The Bon Secours base camp and lawn seats that are in right field will run you $12. It's $18 for a seat in the corner sections of the first and third base side. And at the Diamond, in fact, those seats were $20.50. So it's actually less expensive for the same upgraded seats here at CarMax Park. Now we're told concessions will be priced similarly, and there will be self-checkout options, so no more long lines for that opening day hot dog. Overall, the Flying Squirrels want fans to be able to continue to make memories here.
This has been minor league baseball games in Richmond for a century have been the place where people gather to spend time together over the summer. You know, for 40 years, that was what people did at the Diamond. They came together and they spent their summertime together there. That's what this place is going to be. Whether you're a hardcore baseball fan or whether you just want to have a night out with family and friends, this is going to be the gathering place for everybody throughout the summer for the next multiple generations. And we wanted to make sure that pricing for tickets, for food and drink, all stayed in an area that stays attainable for everybody.
Now, another note from Trey Wilson, who you just heard from right there. Be sure to buy your tickets from the Flying Squirrels website, not through a third-party seller. That's why sometimes those tickets may seem less affordable. And we have a lot more to get to this morning, including a live interview with Trey. That's ahead in about 30 minutes. We're going to take you to one of the new suites here at CarMax Park, so you don't want to miss it. Lots more to come. Back to you guys.
Those suites are nice, too.
The whole park is fantastic.
Oh, no, right?
All right, thank you, Caroline. Again, tonight's game starts at 7 p.m. The tickets are sold out.
But even after today, there are still tickets for plenty more ways to join in on the fun this week. Tomorrow, you can bring your dog to Pets in the Park at CarMax, and fans can watch a skydiving pregame show on Thursday. Rob, that's for you. And Friday, Richmond native and former Pittsburgh Pirate Gene Alley will throw out the first pitch for the fallback from Friday. Plus, the weekend will have more fire. Now, with a look at traffic. Hey, Kristen.
Good morning to you, too. All right, we have some parking information if you're heading out. Good morning to you, too. All right, we have some parking information if you're heading out to CarMax Park, whether you're heading out there for opening night tonight or the rest of the week. Just out to CarMax Park, whether you're heading out there for opening night tonight or the rest of the week. Just quick information you need to know about general parking. Couple options will be available. This is along Arthur Ashe Boulevard. You're looking at the red lot general parking, yellow, green, and pink lots. So you can also enter off Robin Hood Road along Hermitage Road. It will run you $10 per vehicle. It is cashless, so you need to bring your debit card, credit card, and there will be golf carts taking you to and from CarMax Park, which you can see here. Parking between CarMax Park and the Diamond. This is VIP Blue Lot. If you're looking for any type of ride share, Uber, that would take you to the red lot as well. So just quick information there, everything you need to know for CarMax Park parking. All right, let's talk about what's happening on our roadways right now. I am keeping an eye on this, Brendan. This is a crash here along Route 1, which is Richmond Highway close to Walmsley Boulevard. Back to you.
For the update, Kristen, Richmond and the Virginia Department of Motor Vehicles are working to promote pedestrian awareness. Mayor Danny Avola joined us here on CBS 6 Virginia this morning on Monday. He says the last few months have highlighted the need for pedestrian safety.
We partnered with the Department of Motor Vehicles Office of Highway Safety to roll out the See and Be Seen campaign. The first part is really for drivers to change their behavior, to be aware, to put the phone down, to look around you, and to know, especially when you're in more urban streetscapes like we see across the city, to look around, look for pedestrians, look for cyclists, and be aware of who else is around you.
The mayor also mentioned that VCU Police Department is holding a pedestrian safety fair tomorrow. It runs from 11 to 2 at the VCU Compass to Park Plaza Amphitheater. There'll be giveaways, live demos, resources, and more. Again, that is tomorrow. Tom, good morning to you. How are you feeling out there? I love your baseball bat. That's cool.
Well, I'll tell you what, it's a little bit cool, but it is beautiful. One of the coolest things is being in an empty ballpark with absolutely nobody here except a few folks you work with. And man, I am so impressed here. Let's take a look at this evening. What I want to look at is 7 o'clock, game time 7:05, and we're looking at about 57 degrees. Skies will be clearing throughout this afternoon and evening, and then we'll drop into the 40s probably toward the end of the game. So it's going to be a chilly night, not flat out cold, but a chilly night. All right, let's open up that window window this morning and see what we have. We have good. Let's see here. Oh, Good Morning Nature. That's it. Good Morning Nature from Stephanie Frederick. And that's a lovely picture. And good morning to you, Stephanie. We appreciate you sending that in. Amazing pics at WTVR.com. Brendan King, back to you in the studio.
Thank you, Tom. Gas prices are jumping across Richmond. How the higher costs are impacting summer road trips and where you can find the cheapest fuel next.
Today's CBS 6 Rain Report is sponsored by Coefficient. Looks dry outside today, but your crawl space or basement might not be. Coefficient is your waterproofing solution.
CBS 6 closed captioning is sponsored by Haynes. With 5 acres of quality furniture at the lowest prices in Virginia, you can be sure you'll find it at Haynes.
And welcome back. Reba and I are sharing your morning news live from CarMax Park today as we celebrate the Flying Squirrels' inaugural game here at this brand new stadium.
And right now it is, around 5:45. I don't have my clock on right now, but it looks like gas prices this morning. Chesterfield at $4.17, Henrico $4.17. Chesterfield at $4.17, Henrico $4.17, and down in
gas at the Wawa on Arthur Ashe Boulevard. Gas at the Wawa on Arthur Ashe Boulevard was $3.79 a gallon. Now rethink their summer travel budget. No choice but to pay up.
We don't like it. So again, what choice do we have? If we're taking a road trip to see family, you gotta have gas in the car.
Well, to save money, many drivers are waiting in long lines at places like Costco on Broad Street in Henrico. Some drivers say they are waiting more than 15 minutes just to fill up. You can find a list of the lowest gas prices in Richmond right now. Just go to our website at WTVR.com. But you know, gas isn't the only cost that's been increasing lately.
Yeah, as hibernating lawns shake off winter, homeowners, well, they might be scrambling to hire a lawn care service, and finding that costs has spiked. For example, one bag of Scott's Step 1 at Ace Hardware is averaging at about $50 right now. But instead of paying for it individually, experts recommend multi-step programs with discounted rates for your lawn products.
And when your yard work becomes too much, tools such as Green Pal can help find professionals. That app provides quotes for mowing, edging, weeding, and mulching for companies in your area. So good advice.
Yep. Beautiful grass. Flying Squirrels will still have some special packages for those wanting tickets this season.
Yeah, the Silver Squirrels, that is, package is available for fans 55 and up. Members mingle every Tuesday and get cool Flying Squirrel perks as well.
Yeah, and the Kids Club will return for fans who are 14 years or younger. The classic version is free and includes discounts and exclusive events, or you can upgrade to the All-Star version for a little bit more.
Not bad. Well, the anticipation is building as the moment we've all been waiting for is almost here.
Our Joy Foltz sits down once again with a Flying Squirrels super fan who's ready to make new memories here at the new stadium.
Just over 6 months ago, when the Diamond closed its doors and dusted off its bases for the very last time, I introduced you to a man who'd witnessed a generation of players come across home plate.
Everybody called me Mr. Pickle. My first cousin, she gave me that name when I was a little boy, and it stuck with me for 76 years. I went to first Richmond Brave game in 1965.
Alvin Williams, a.k.a. Mr. Pickle, is a baseball fanatic and Flying Squirrels superfan.
The Squirrels play 70 or 71 games per year at the Diamond. I make with 50 or 60 of them. I think I ran one of the first people to buy season tickets.
Supporting the team from a seat that was marked with his name.
I meet somebody new almost every night.
And while the end of this era was bittersweet for Mr. Pickle, when news of a new baseball stadium was announced.
Yes! But I'm getting excited. I just want to get out there.
So as CarMax Park prepares to open its doors to 10,000 people for the very first time Tuesday night.
Just the sound of the crack of the bat, you know, and seeing old Nutsy and Natasha. I was there that I could see all that pretty green grass and staying out, and I could see where my seat was.
Fans like Mr. Pickle are gearing up to make new memories, meet new people, and yell,
"Here we go, Squirrels, here we go."
Tomorrow at opening day, Mr. Pickle says he'll be wearing his Flying Squirrels jersey and his hat, so if you see him, feel free to give him a high five. For CBS 6 News, I'm Joy Fultz.
Can't wait to see some of that new merch. All right, let's take a look outside. This is Interstate 95, and we are downtown. A little bit heavier traffic here in the northbound direction, but it is steady. This is across the James River Bridge, 95 southbound. Taillights working away from us, so in and out of downtown Richmond this time of the morning looks pretty good. I am keeping my eye on a couple problems. We're going to talk about this. And Chesterfield picking up a crash along Route 10, Iron Bridge Road at the intersection of Beach Road. We tried to highlight here. Still showing up in either direction as green, just south of Route 288. Same thing along Route 1, still showing up as green, but a crash reported near Walmsley Boulevard, so that intersection, you'll see some activity. We are still seeing the ramp that's closed down, a broken down tractor trailer. This is in Eastern Henrico, 64 westbound, so New Kent into Eastern Henrico, near the Interstate 295 interchange between there and Airport Drive. So exit 200A will be closed. This is what they are expecting. Drivers are encouraged to take this alternate route, pass up that interchange 64 295, head down towards Airport Drive, turn yourself around here, and then traveling 64 eastbound, you can catch the ramp to Interstate 295 southbound. Brendan?
Thank you, Kristen. Remember that movie, The Holiday, where two women swap houses for a vacation? It is now a real-life travel trend taking off across the country. New at 6, why more Americans are letting strangers sleep in their beds to get an authentic and affordable summer trip.
Sky Tracker Morning Weather on CBS 6 is brought to you by SNS Electrical. Reliable electrical services for Richmond and beyond.
Here's today's Davis & Green High and Low Comfort Report on CBS 6.
At Davis & Green, your comfort is our zone. Right, Ollie?
It's very humbling when people trust you to tell their story.
The first is always thank you for listening. Thank you for giving me a voice.
That's what's so cool about this job is that you can actually have an impact.
CBS 6 View from Your Window is sponsored by Window World.
Now, from CBS 6, the Weather Authority, meteorologist Tom Patton.
Well, good Tuesday morning, too. We're about to enter the coldest core of this little cool snap we're going to be in, mainly today, tonight, and tomorrow. So about the next 36, 48 hours until we start kind of rebounding out of it. So tonight will be the coldest night. That's why we have a freeze watch in effect, a freeze warning, I'm sorry, it's from the National Weather Service. And it's pretty much the Piedmont, west of I-95, in some areas north, Caroline, Spotsylvania, King George, and then anything pretty much westward, Powhatan, Goochland County, Louisa, Hanover. Back into Fluvanna as well, Cumberland, Buckingham, and Prince Edward counties all in that, even Amelia. So freeze warning tonight. Temperatures will get close to about 32, maybe 31, maybe a stray 30 or upper 20 in some areas. All right, right now we've got partly cloudy skies. Looks good. You can see a little twilight there. It's 47 degrees. The airport's saying it's clear there. 37 is our dew point, and the winds are very light this morning, and the barometer is fairly high for us. A wide variety of temperatures, because we have some cloud cover in some areas. Some areas are clear, so even a few 30s up to the north and some low to mid 40s in some areas here in the metro. So find your spot there and just realize eventually we're all going to iron out just into the lower 60s today. Partly sunny skies. It's going to become a little bit on the breezy side. A cool day today, a high of 63. Our average is about 68, just to give you a reference point. And then tonight, 34 at the airport. So we do not have a freeze warning at the airport or in Henrico, nor the city of Richmond, but westward, I was saying yesterday, areas are going to get colder than that. So freeze possible west. Keep that in mind. Some thin scattered clouds are in the area, so we're partly to mostly cloudy around the Commonwealth. Still some snow up into New England, New York, lake effect snow, even some snow diving down with a little bit of energy through Iowa and parts of Missouri this morning. But we're just getting a reinforcing shot of colder air, another weak cold front kind of moving through. It's coming through dry, but as they come through, it's just going to bring some cooler, breezy conditions for us. That was through the evening. And then as we go for the rest of the day, partly sunny skies. Tonight, partly cloudy to mostly clear. And then tomorrow, kind of the same deal. So the next few days, just in and out of some clouds at times with some cooler air coming in. And temperatures are starting or going to be kind of cooling off even more tomorrow. So today's high is just in the 60s. Tomorrow we're looking at just the 50s. So the coldest core again tonight and tomorrow. And then we'll rebound a little bit into the mid-60s come Thursday. And then by the weekend, everything is forgotten. Check this out. We're back to the mid-70s by Friday, close to 80 Saturday, upper 70s Sunday, and then mid-80s. We're in for a real big warm-up next week. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Tom. Reba, it's been an eventful morning, and we're only just getting started here.
Yeah, we'll be back at 6 with more behind the scenes at CarMax Park and what it means to the community.
6 o'clock, the Michigan Wolverines are on top of the college basketball world. How they took down UConn to win their first national title in decades.
Doppler Max 6 is sponsored by the law firm of Allen & Allen. The injury attorneys of Allen & Allen are here to fight for compensation for your injuries. Visit allenandallen.com.